You're not gonna like when I say this, but you secretly love being depressed, overthinking, and not confident. And I'm only saying that because I know how it feels. I used to be that exact same way. Negativity is an addiction. I'm gonna teach you how you can break free from this addiction for the sole purpose of you improving and bettering your life. If you asked me in high school how I would describe myself, I would say I'm a very big pessimist. I was the type of guy that if I had one bad interaction with one person, or maybe if I just woke up and I woke up late, but then on top of that, I doom scrolled for a couple hours before getting out of bed, I would just let that destroy my entire flow for the day. I loved being negative. I loved being in such a bad, pessimistic, depressive mood. All I did was play video games all day, doom scroll, not being productive, not doing the tasks that I know I should be doing. Getting rich, making connections, being more social, being more confident. And my life truly sucked. I was truly miserable, and yet I refused to change. I refused to do something about it to make my life actually better. I was addicted to my depression. I didn't have that humility to look back, reflect back, and think, maybe it's my fault I turned out the way I am. It's really self-deprecating, right? You don't want to admit that you're at fault. So you look for any excuse you can to try and blame it on that. And my bad mental health was exactly that excuse I was looking for. I felt like I was in a downward spiral, that there is no hope for me, that this is my new life now. I'm just gonna accept it. I'm not gonna move on. I'm gonna let my fears consume me, and I'm never gonna change. That's all it is. That's why you love being negative. Maybe you have the humility, if you're still watching this video up to this point, you have that humility, a moment of self-reflection where you can say to yourself that, yeah, I kind of do like being depressed. I kind of enjoy being a loser. I enjoy being miserable because it gives me an anchor for my problems, gives me something to blame, something to throw all my failures at. Not to blame myself, to take self-accountability, but to throw something else at it. This is step one to improving your life. You gotta have brutal self-accountability, to the point that if you check your weather app and you see it's sunny, and then you go outside and it starts raining, you blame yourself. Even though you can blame the weather app for lying to you, you still blame yourself for not preparing, for not observing yourself, seeing the clouds and carrying an umbrella just in case. Well, umbrella loses aura, but having a hoodie or something. You gotta have that brutal self-accountability that everything in your life is your own fault. Now, truly in your past, maybe something happened, your parents beat you, or you got bullied in high school, and now that's the reason you turned out to be the loser you are. But tell me, how does that belief serve you? Okay, sure, it's the truth. Sure, it's completely true, but how does that serve you? You may as well be better off lying to yourself, lying that, no, it's my fault. And then you actually end up having a better life as a result of it. Every step that you have taken up until this point has led you to the life you are living right now. And there's nothing that can change that. What you can do from now is make new steps to live a different life, because you could be heading on this trajectory at the moment. You're right here, right now, you're watching this video, you're at a crossroad. You can go from one of two directions. You can go the path that you've always dreamed about going, this path of money and fame and status, confidence. You go wherever you want, whatever you want. You have freedom. You don't have to work a job if you don't want to. You can play video games all day if you want to. You can literally do that and you'll have money still coming in into your bank account. You can drive all the cars that you want, visit all the places you want, have your family, your mother, your father finally retire, save your family from poverty. Or you can continue the path that you're already in, and you can stay a loser, a failure. You can let your misery, your pain consume you. You can let it define you instead of letting it be a lesson to be a better person. I'll tell you what, for the long part of my life, I let it define me. And now that I have chosen this new path, it's so silly that you can just let a small couple of years where you didn't perform the best let define your entire rest of your life. Most likely right now, you watching this video, you're under 20, maybe you're 20, 21 years old. You literally, if everything goes right, you have another 50 to 60 years on this planet. And no, you're gonna let all of that go to waste just because these first couple of years where you were a child and you didn't know any better, you're gonna let it all go to waste. How silly is that? That's how I used to think. That's how I used to go about my life until I discovered how stupid I was being. It all starts with you. No one's gonna come to save you. It's only you. No one else is coming. Only you can lift the weights in the gym. I can't do that for you. Only you can study for that exam. I can't do that for you. Only you can take that risk, that thing that you want to do, talking to that friend or that girl, and you're too scared to do that. I can't do that. Only you can. Chasing that new opportunity that you don't want to do, that you're scared and it's a big risk and you're not too sure if it's gonna work. I can't do that. Only you can. Your mother can't do that. Your father can't do that. Your friends can't do that. Andrew Tate can't do that. Only you can. I was able to do it. I was a bigger degenerate than you were. Trust me. If I was able to save myself, I know you can as well. But it's gonna take a while. It's gonna be kind of hard. You're gonna fail a little bit. You're gonna want to quit. But you have to do it. And you can do it. You just gotta have hope. I know it's really anime cliche talking about hope, but truly, truly, that's at the bottom of all of this. You gotta have hope that things will get better. Because what other choice do you have? You gotta help your parents, right? Imagine mom gets sick later on and you have to pay this big, hefty hospital bill and you can't pay it. And you can't allow your mother to live a couple extra years in a healthy state. What's it gonna take? How much longer are you gonna let your pains consume you and define you before you get your act together and start pursuing what it is you know you should be pursuing your ambition, fulfilling your life goal, the reason you were put on this earth? I'm sure you love your misery. I'm sure it's so comfortable. So comfortable to live a loser and not have to go through that pain of change. But you're gonna regret it when you're older. When you're 30 years old, you're 35, you're in the exact same position you're in. You're still playing the same video games you're playing. And you see like all the players that you used to play with, they're starting to get younger and younger. And you're like the old loser uncle in the friend group, still playing video games, like a little geek. Take accountability that yes, my life sucks now and it's my fault, but my life can be better. And once it does get better, it will also be my fault. But only because I did it. And I won't be able to do it if I don't start today.